Hi everyone, it's Megan, Stitching Moon, and this is Flosstube number 15, and it's, what is it, March 23rd, and yeah, back for my regular cross-stitch update, and I have about 8 whips to show you today, and what else? I'd like you guys' opinions on some things I've been designing, so hope you stick around for that. Yeah, sorry about my hair today. It just feels gross because I haven't showered yet because living in Norway, and in basically all of Europe, the energy prices are just like sky high. It's ridiculous. It's basically the cost of rent for us to heat our house right now. So the water heater is part of that. So we wait for later in the day to shower because the prices are cheaper then. My husband has this app that tells us when energy prices are high, which is usually when most people are using them in the morning and the afternoon or evening. So we have to wait to do like laundry and showering later in the day. So yeah, we have to time stuff like that now. But anyway, forgive the hair. So let's just get right into our whips. First, I got my daily temperature tree as usual. And I am obviously doing the March branch. I'm actually keeping up to date with this. So every day I've managed to do a leaf. So this is from Sarah Stitchin' Mommy on Etsy. And I'm doing the high temperature for the day. So it's not as, I don't really have any really cold temperatures on here, which I'm kind of regretting because I feel like the whole tree is just going to be green instead of interesting colors. So if I were to do it again, I think I'd do the average temperature over the day. And then, you know, the dots in between here are when it snowed, which I'll go back and fill in later. And actually, there was an idea from someone who watched my video, Suki, the brown-eyed stitcher, who also has a Flosstube, and she recommended maybe doing Krynic in for the snow to give it some sparkle. Which I've never used Krynic before, but I thought that was a pretty cool idea to give it some sparkle. And yeah, I think I'll just do an impromptu shout out right now for her. So if you haven't checked out her channel, Suki, or no, it's just the Brown-Eyed Stitcher is the name of her channel, and her name is Suki. And she's got great projects. She's doing Once Upon a Fairy Tale in, I think, supersize max color, and she's pretty far along. It's 30-something%, I think. And she does tent stitch. A lot of her things are in tent stitch, and she's got a lot of full coverage, a couple other things. And she just did a recent like birthday special where she answered questions from people, so you got to learn a lot more about her, which was fun. So yeah, if you haven't seen her, I'll link her below. Definitely go check her out. And yeah, what else on this? It's just a 14 count Ada, and yeah, I think that's all about that one. Next is my focus piece, which I update on my Instagram, which is also Stitching Moon. I update basically what I stitch on every day. So this one, if you follow me on there, you've seen quite a bit. Basically every other day, which is when I stitch on it. And I've managed to do that from January now through the end of March to stitch on it every other day. So I'm pleased about that. And it's my first Head Heaven and Earth design. Ooh, focus. It's called Together. It's by Jim Warren. And it's on 25 count easy grid 1/1. So you can see in the black, you can see fabric through, but I think in real life it's not as much as it's showing right now. So, and also on the pictures I take, I can tell it's like showing more of the fabric through, and I think it's just because this camera is really, really good at picking up detail, but if I look at it in real life, I can't see any fabric through it right now. When I put it into the light, I can just see a little bit, but it's definitely showing more on the camera, so it's not as, you know, splotchy as it looks right now. But anyway, on this one, I've done 3,758 stitches since last time, which is about 2 weeks. And in total, it has 21,777 stitches. And I'm at 7.02%. I reached 7% last night. Every time I reach a percent, it's a big milestone because it takes a long time. Oh, you know what? I didn't show you what it's gonna look like. Let me do that so you can see where I am. Oh no, it's not on that one. I have two tablets with me here. Craziness. Okay. Oh no, it went away. Come on. I don't know what I just did, guys. Let me get out of that and get back in. There we go. Yeah. And it's the regular size, regular colors. So you can see, you know, I'm up in that tree area and I'm almost to the end of the tree at the top. But I still have a lot of that tree to go. And I don't think I'm going to move beyond that in the next 4 days, because I'm only having it as a focus, I think, for the first 3 months of the year. So I'm almost done. I think I have 4 more days to work on it, and I'm basically just filling in the rest of this Q snap, which I obviously won't get to. So yeah, I'm not going to get past the tree when it's a focus, but I will still stitch on it when it comes up every other day on my whip wheel. So we'll just have to see. I might bring it back as a focus like in another time of the year, so we'll see. But next was another full coverage piece that I worked on 2 days since you last saw. And oh, I'll show you the picture first. It's Children on the Beach, artwork by Mary Cassatt and charted by Cross Stitch Collectibles. And I'm up in the upper left corner. I'm almost at this boat, if you can see. The first boat, oh, come on, focus. Let's see. So, not the sailboat, but this one. I can just, I think, barely see the edge coming in this way. So I'm so excited to reach the boat. And okay, this fabric is not tight on this Q-snap, so it's a little like, wobbly. So here I am. And this is on 18 count Aida 2/1. And I'm finding like I don't think that's my favorite. I really like the 1 strand on the 25 count, just in terms of ease of stitching. And because I use the loop start on 2, I find that maybe I didn't cut the threads long enough, because I find I'm switching threads pretty often. Let's see, since last time I did 1,047 stitches, there's 9,490 total, and I'm at 8.55%. And this is actually going to be my next focus. So starting in April, I'm going to do this one every other day, so I'll get some good progress on it. Yeah, I think that's all in that one. All right, next was my Halloween stitching on the 13th that I do every month, and I'll be doing it 31st of this month as well. Halloween Quaker. Show you a picture. Oh, you know what? No, this one, so for some reason, my iPad isn't like loading things anymore. I just have what I had on there before. So let me see if I can show you in Pattern Keeper. Oh no, not that. Show PDF. Yeah. So I'm sure you've seen this anyway. Lots of people have stitched this on Flosstube or are stitching it, and it's by Lila Studio on Etsy. And I'm doing it on all the called for, but I'm doing the DMC conversion. And it's on a 32 count linen that didn't have the name of it. It was just a number when I got it, but it's a gray. This is pretty true to color. And let's see, since last time, or just the 1 day, I did 648 stitches. It has 9,946 total, and it's 55.26%. So past the halfway point now. And I think it's really cute. It's fun to work on. I just like the fun little motifs. And what I did since last time was, let's see, what did I do? I think I did the cat. yeah, I did the cat. I finished this motif right here, and I did this pumpkin, and then for the longest time I didn't know what this was, but now I realize it's the oar from Trick or Treat. So yeah, I like that little pumpkin guy. Is it focusing? Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say something on this. Now I forget. Oh yeah, I was surprised how much I got on this one day. I got lucky because my daughter slept for, I think, like almost 3 hours that day, so I got a lot of stitching in. And did I say it's 2/2? So next is New York. And this is, oh, show you a picture first. Did I have this one out? Oh no. Okay, I'll have to show you on Pattern Keeper again. This I didn't realize is by a Ukrainian designer. And I also recently bought, as you see in my last video, a bunch of patterns just to support the Ukrainian designers. And it's by Kristy Patterns on Etsy. New York watercolor skyline. And this one is for my mother-in-law. I'm glad it's come up quite a bit because I want to get it done for August, her 60th birthday. And I got a good amount on this one. It's on 14 count Aida. And all the called for, I got, let's see, since the last time, I only did it one day. It was 467 stitches, 2,982 total, but it's already 37.37%. Yeah, so lots of pinks and purples and blues. It's happy colors to stitch on. And this was also, I used the hashtag, there's 2 hashtags because I started this on September 11th as well, in remembrance of the 20th anniversary of, it sounds weird to say anniversary, but the 20th, it's been 20 years since the 9/11 attack. So I started also in memory of that. So there's a couple different hashtags if you happen to be stitching on something New York or, I don't know, patriotic. There's hashtag NYC Stitch Along, or also hashtag Remember 9/11 Sal on Instagram. Okay, only 2 more. So next was 100 Owls from Owl Forest Embroidery. And this was a new start this year. It was part of my New Moon New Start. I think it was in January. So this one is a free pattern from Owl Forest Embroidery. Oh no, it's not on that one. It's on this one. So I'm pretty sure now, since they are a Russian company, that they haven't been able to accept payments, I think. So I don't know that you can even get like digital patterns. But the free patterns you can still get. So this one you could still download, and they have a bunch of other free patterns. And this one I had got the full kit for. So I don't have this in Pattern Keeper, so I don't keep track of stitches or anything, but it was only my second day after I started it that I got to work on it. So was this the right way? I think so. It is on limestone. Oh, what's the brand of fabric? I forget. But it's a 32 count limestone that came, you had a couple options that came in the kit, and this is the more greenish one, though it's not really very green. I'm actually going to work on this later today as well, but it has the variegated floss. It's my first time using that. Hope the camera's able to pick that up, but this one's brown and greens. So hopefully I can get this little circle finished and maybe even start on an owl today. that's exciting. I feel like I'm going fast. I hope I'm not forgetting to say stuff, but if I am, just ask me a question below. Okay, finally I worked on Scorpio by Nora Corbett. And guys, she actually looks like a human now. I'm so excited she has a face. Oh yeah, I could show you the pattern first. Okay, it's part of, oh, she's upside down. She's part of the Zodiac Girls series by Nora Corbett. And this one has given me lots of troubles. Not so much anymore, but from what I started in the beginning, I'm still trying to work around because, well, first I had to frog a bunch of times. And then there were some areas that it was off, it's off by half a stitch in some areas, which I'll try and show you. So I'm like kind of fudging that. I am not taking it out again. We have fought too many times. So here she is. This one is the most skin out of all the Zodiac Girls, I'm pretty sure. And I'm not really happy with my stitches in a lot of the parts. Like, I'll go up close, you can kind of see, like, her face especially. It looks like she kind of has a scar on her face, but, you know, I'm working with it. We all have imperfections. Makes it have its own little, what is it called? What's that word? Character? Gives her character. So now, you know, I said on my Instagram when I posted this, she went from looking like a naked chicken to an alien and now to Medusa. Eventually she'll look like a human being. I hope. But I do find this one challenging, I don't know, to just get my stitches right. And so where I messed up is, oops, up here in her head, in her face. So this part, her body is like right, and then up here somewhere I was off by half a stitch. It's supposed to be a half a stitch over. But what I did, like the hair now is over, because I did it based on the head, so the hair was over by half a stitch as well. So when I had to link it up to her, I just did some half stitches. So she's gonna be one where you want to look at from a distance and not up close. But getting good practice on this one, I guess. And so I do want to eventually stitch all of them, but I think what I'm going to do for both me and my daughter is first stitch our sun signs, and then, you know, probably from my other videos that I like astrology. And so we also have moon signs. We have all the planets like signs, but the big ones in astrology are your sun sign, your moon sign, and something called your rising sign or ascendant. And I want to do those first for me and my daughter, so whatever our sun, moon, and rising signs are. And I happen to be all different, so that's cool. And I think what I'll do is put like an once I'm done, like, I don't know, I might want to chart like a sun in the bottom because that's my sun sign, and then in the moon one, for me it's Aquarius, I would put the moon symbol, and then for rising, I don't know what symbol I'd use yet, but for me that's Cancer. So I think I'll do, just put like a sun in the bottom for the sun signs, a moon in the bottom for the moon signs, and some kind of thing for the rising signs, which I think would just be cool. And kind of hang them up together. And then my daughter's would be Pisces sun, Gemini moon, and Virgo rising. So I think those will be the next ones I do eventually. All right, so, oh, and I forgot to say, this is on all the called for stuff. It's on a 32 count cafe mocha linen, I think it's called, by Witchelt. Is it Witchelt? I'm sorry, my brands, I don't remember those things, and I don't always have the info nearby. Okay, yeah, so next I want to talk about my pattern design making that I've been dabbling in. I talked a little bit about on some of my other floss tubes, and so I'd put a whole bunch of time and effort into two patterns, two designs that were based on my photos that I took. And in the software that I had, it was really not user-friendly. I had to go through, because I was trying to reduce the number of colors and take out like ninja stitches and stuff like that. And in this one, I basically went stitch by stitch on full coverage, like searching, like highlighting the colors, finding what I wanted to replace it with, unhighlighting the colors, replace it for each individual stitch, which took, you know, forever. So that wasn't going to really be sustainable with the amount of, I have so many photos that I want to convert. And also, when I exported it to a PDF, I want it to be compatible with Pattern Keeper, which I got it to be like halfway compatible, where it would read it, but then you had to input all of the DMC colors yourself, which, you know, hundreds of colors on, or 100 whatever colors in these patterns was not going to be user friendly. So yeah, I was talking with Kaylee on Instagram, who is the owner of the sewing shop.ca. I'll link her below, because I know she has charted a lot of things, including full coverage, and she uses Max Stitch. There's also Win Stitch. They're the same based on your operating system. And yeah, she was just saying how user friendly it is. It automatically converts like right into Pattern Keeper. You don't have to input any colors, and it's much easier, much more user friendly, where it's faster to like change colors and find them and replace them. So I was sold. So I ended up getting another software, so I now have two. But I think it's so worth it, because I just have, again, so many I want to do, and just to save myself time and effort, yeah, it's going to be much better, I think. And I have some sample patterns that I already designed that I would love to get your opinions on, especially one in particular that has a lot of colors, and it's very detailed, because it has like an artsy effect. I think I'll show you first the actual photo, what that looks like. But so this one, when I went to convert it into a design, a pattern, it really looks the best when it's like basically a max color. It's the one I got down to was 222 colors, which is crazy. It's a max color. And I did take out like 7 colors, but all the rest had over 100 stitches, and it just like added that detail to it. But I also did it in 69 colors. So I know that's much more manageable. That's like a regular size, or a regular color, like Heaven and Earth design, for example. Oops. But I wanted to show you guys the difference in the mock-up on Pattern Keeper to see what you think, especially for those of you who are full coverage stitchers. Kind of let me know, what would you choose? What would you decide? Like, you know, I can have both offerings, of course. I know I would do, just based on how the mock-up looks, the max color, just, which I've never done before, and that's very overwhelming to me, but I just think it looks a lot better. But the size, they're both the same size, charted on 25 count, which is basically the size of a regular size Heaven and Earth design for comparison. It's about 625 wide by like 425 high, around there, something like that. So they are hefty, but I think the detail looks great. What am I doing? I'm showing you a picture. So first I want to show you the original picture that I took and then I edited. Oops. Yeah. So this is downtown Bergen. And I was just waiting for someone in a shop one day, and it like just took some pictures, and then I don't know, I just liked the way this one looked, especially converted or edited to this style. And it's the center, it's like downtown, but I decided to call it Spirit of Bergen. And let me show you the difference between the 69 color and 222 color in the mock-up on Pattern Keeper. So first I'll show you the max view mock-up. So, Look at that. It looks just like the picture. And it's not a super size. It would be like a regular size Heaven and Earth design, which is still huge, but I think it comes out to be on 25 count, 25 by 17.5 inches. And yeah, let's look at that detail, but it's 222 colors. And I don't think all of them would have to be that big, but this one, just because it's so colorful, and to get the textured effect, I think needs it. But let me show you for comparison the 69 color. Okay. It's still pretty good, but you can tell just some of the details lost in just some of the vibrancy, I think. And maybe on camera you can't tell that much difference, but I'll show you again. So I would love your opinion on what you think. If you're a full coverage stitcher and you wanted to do this pattern, would you do the max color or would you do the 69 color? So that's the 69, and I'll show you again just for comparison, the 222. So 222. I don't know if I'll try and go in closer so you can see the detail of the textures. And then and then 69 colors. So I'll zoom in again. Oh, is it focusing? Yeah, so I would love your opinion, and I'm not gonna put a side-by-side picture in because I'm now uploading these from my phone, and I find editing is very difficult on my phone, so hopefully that's enough to give you a comparison. So yeah, let me know if you are a full coverage stitcher. And I mean, you may not even like that pattern. May not be your style, but if you were to stitch it, would you do the 69 color just for ease and cost, or would you just go for the 222? Of course, you know, I can have both so people can decide, but just curious to see what you guys would think. So that is all for today. Yeah, not a very long one. So thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you in my next Flosstube. Bye.